What if every version of you still exists? Not as memories, not as regrets, but as real, ongoing lives, quietly unfolding somewhere beyond your awareness. You don't notice it at first. Life feels ordinary, predictable, almost muted. You wake up, do what needs to be done, say the right things. You become good at being reasonable, at choosing what makes sense, at avoiding unnecessary risks. You tell yourself this is what growing up looks like. But sometimes, in the stillness between moments, something feels off. It's not sadness. It's not fear. It's the faint sense that you're not alone in your own life. You begin to notice it in small ways. When you hesitate before answering a question, it feels like someone else already answered, louder, faster, more confidently. When you walk past a familiar street, you feel a pull toward a direction you didn't take. When you imagine an alternative outcome, it doesn't feel hypothetical. It feels occupied, as if that path was already chosen by someone else. You start wondering how many times this has happened. Every decision you avoided, every risk you softened, every version of yourself you quietly outgrew or abandoned. You imagined them living fully somewhere else. The one who said yes when you said no. The one who stayed when you left. The one who left when you stayed. The one who spoke when you remained silent. They feel vivid. More vivid than memories should be. And you begin to realize something uncomfortable. They don't feel like possibilities. They feel like continuations. As if the moment you hesitated, the world simply split and kept going without you. At first, this thought feels empowering, comforting even. It's nice to believe that every version of you got their chance, that nothing was truly lost. But over time, that comfort turns into something heavier. Because if every version exists, then what exactly are you? You start paying attention to how you move through the world. You notice how often you choose quiet, how often you step back, how often you let moments pass without claiming them. You begin to see yourself not as the protagonist of your life, but as its most cautious participant. You don't fail. You don't collapse. You don't disappear. You simply lower the volume. And slowly, you suspect why. Maybe you're not the bold version, not the passionate one, not the reckless one. Maybe you're the version that stays behind to keep things stable, to make life survivable, to carry the weight of what didn't happen. The realization settles in late at night, when everything is quiet enough to hear it. What if you're not the main outcome? What if you're the remainder? The version that exists so the others don't have to. You start noticing moments that feel like echoes. A sudden confidence that doesn't belong to you. A sadness that arrives without a story. A sense of nostalgia for a life you never lived. It feels like interference, as if other versions of you are bleeding through, occasionally brushing against your awareness, unaware of you or maybe completely indifferent. They're busy living, and you're busy maintaining. The more you think about it, the clearer it becomes. Someone had to choose the safe path. Someone had to absorb the uncertainty. Someone had to live the version where things didn't explode into meaning. Maybe that someone is you. Not the happiest version, not the most fulfilled, just the quietest. The one who keeps the system running. And maybe that's why your life feels so stable and so empty at the same time. Because stability was never meant to be loud. One night, as you lie awake, the thought stops feeling abstract. You feel small, necessary, replaceable. You imagine all those other versions of you moving confidently through lives filled with color, intensity, consequence. And for the first time, you don't envy them. You understand them. They exist because you stayed here. Because someone had to. And maybe the strangest part isn't that they're out there. It's that none of them are thinking about you. Because you're not the version that needed saving. You're the version that made saving possible. And as the room settles into silence, one final thought lingers, quiet, unresolved, and heavy. What if this life isn't the one where everything happens, but the one that allows all the others to exist?